Hey guys, THUNDERSTUD here, and today we are going over a free-to-play version of Blue Eyes. Now, a lot of the core cards of Blue Eyes are easily accessible. Some of the deeper cards are usually all in one box. Things like Spirit Dragon and Sage with Eyes of Blue and our Maiden. So we're running just one go through pretty much this Blue Eyes box because a lot of our other Blue Eyes cards have been reprinted through structure decks. So we get things like Stone of Ancients from a structure deck, which you can get your first instance with gems. This guy's reprinted in a structure deck. Cosmo Brain's in a structure deck. You can use gems for these one copies. And then everything else is level rewarded, like these cards, or this is structure deck. This is level reward. This is gate drop. This is level up reward of Mokuba. I think they've given us a bunch of copies of Ancient Rules though. And obviously this is structure deck. So it's all really accessible, all completely by gems. Blue Eyes, unlike Dark Magician, is actually a very good free-to-play archetype. Its plays are still relatively the same. It's still really strong. Dark Magician, you kind of need those circles and navigations to really make it work. It has rich archetype support, just like Blue Eyes, but Blue Eyes, like I said, its free-to-play is actually good. So we're using deeper cards. We're using things like Majesty with Eyes of Blue. You send a Blue Eyes monster from your hand or deck, and that's just a Blue Eyes monster, so we can send other related cards. And you can target a face-up monster. It can't attack while it's face-up on the field, so pretty much negates that monster's attack. We're also using Deep Eyes White Dragon. If you lose a Blue Eyes, you get to special summon this boy from the hand. You do some damage, you gain some attack. Very cool little card. I don't think you see it in the replays. Another fantastic card you don't really see in the replays is Champion's Vigilance. This card was a nightmare when it was unlimited. People would use it in Turbo Red Eyes decks, and it was scary, guys. If you control level 7 or higher normal monster, when a normal monster would be summoned or normal summon, a spell or trap card is activated, negate the summon or activation, and destroy the card. Very crippling when you have a Blue Eyes on the field. And then, yeah, just a bunch of bodies for Sage. Obviously, King of D, you can just think of him as a second Melody. Melody is also a level up reward. And the box, you're mostly digging for these tuners. You're mostly digging for Sage and Maiden. Very strong combo. And even with just these few amount of tuners, that's still a lot of tuners. This is still like 5 tuners, guys. So it's really still consistent, still very strong, and you still make very similar plays. Pretty much Ancient Rules is the only thing that's really changing the dynamic of the deck too much. Very, very accessible, guys. So if you need a competitive deck, slap together a Blue Eyes. Make sure you got that alternative dragon from logging in during the anniversary. I think you might still be able to get it as of this video. I'm not quite sure, but you probably are. So just log in, give it a try, get that alternative dragon, level up your Kaibas to get melodies, very important. Then if you want, buy some structure decks, get some guaranteed cards to keep you afloat while you dig for the harder to get cards. And it'll work out just fine, guys. Blue Eyes are right there. Works out really well. So I hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for watching. Alright, here we are facing a Yami Merrick. Going second. No Saver Mat for our boy. Looks like 30 cards to me though. 30 card balance. We got Bingo, we got Melody, we already have alternative dragons, so we have pretty much everything we want. We're going to start with Bingo. Should not reveal that Spirit of White. Should have just revealed 3 Blue Eyes. We get a Blue Eyes anyway though, so we show the Blue Eyes, bring out the alternative. Now the alternative is going to pop that monster. It's a Gwenifer, he's Noble Knights. Now we're going to bring out Spirit of White with our Sage. That's going to banish a back row. Just his arms. He could have used arms earlier, or no, you need a Noble Knight to use it. So then we're going to use Melody, throw away Stone of Ancient, 3 Blue Eyes in our hand, 4 if you count alternative. That's a 5th Blue Eyes on the field if you count him as a Blue Eyes. It's pretty funny. I don't think Spirit of White counts as a Blue Eyes for fusion stuff. So we hit him for 2,500. Here he's going to bring out a Tristan, hit him with an equip. We're going to chain, avoid that destruction, bring out a Blue Eyes. Which one did we go with? We went with the old school original art, original cutscene, Flying from the Moon, Blue Eyes White Dragon. He's gonna equip Gwennifer. All Gwennifer does for a light Noble Knight is make it so they can't be destroyed by card effect. So we'll go by Ultimate Dragons, show the 2. We got King of D. Nothing to search with him though, so he's just sitting there, bringing out our Alternative Dragon. Now remember, Gwennifer protects him from destruction, but getting rid of the Gwennifer lowers him down to 2800. We bring out our Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon with all 3, including the Alternative Dragon. Swing once, we could have swung 2 more times, but obviously the 1 was lethal without that Gwennifer on him. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing Esperoba, going first. No extra deck for our boy over there. 2 Ancient Rules and nothing to summon with it, so we're gonna have to normal summon this Sage. Search a Stone of Ancients. We could have searched a Maiden. Maiden would be a good search too. We're gonna set Ancient Rules to pretend like we aren't ready to be OTK'd. Here our opponent's using Storm and Gorgonio, so he is in fact Evil Eye. Starting off well, he throws away an Evil Eye of Defeat, uses a Pareidolia, has his Medusa. Once he normal summons his Medusa, he'll be able to get that Evil Eye of Defeat right back to his hand. Only thing is, he does not have an equip card, so it is a very vulnerable monster at 1400, but we have to get around that Evil Eye of Defeat. So here we get a Maiden. Evil Eye of Defeat does in fact target, so he's going to target our Maiden. That's going to trigger her effect. Bring out a Blue Eyes White Dragon. We're bringing out Old School first, guys. You bring out the Old School White Dragon first, in order of release, before we get that new cutscene going. So it does in fact return our Maiden to our hand too, so we'll be able to make further plays. He gets another Pareidolia. That's going to give him his Basilisk. Basilisk is going to mill Celine. Celine is going to banish a Defeat and equip to the Medusa. Now he has another Defeat. He's going to throw away my Blue Eyes and his Basilisk. Celine triggers his effect for some damage, and damage to himself. We're at 700. Banishes our poor Sage. Celine does hit him again for some damage. Now we have a Majesty, but we can't target him with Celine, and it does in fact target. Now we have our Maiden. We could target our own Maiden with our Majesty to bring out a monster. First we're going to bring out this alternative White Dragon. So we can target it ourselves, but we go into an Xyz, we bring out our Spirit Dragon. We're going to just set the Majesty. He's up to 3400, but he has to use his effect in the standby phase. It is not optional, so he's down to 500. He's going to Storm all his spell cards for our 1 spell card. I do trigger it. I trigger it onto my own Spirit Dragon. That way we mill the Spirit of White. We're going to be able to get rid of our Spirit Dragon anyway, even though he can't attack, and bring out our Azure Eyes. And he would bring out Spirit. He would get destroyed, obviously, but we'd be able to make further plays, but our opponent scooped. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing an Akiza, going second. No saver map for our girl. We have 10 cards in our extra deck. That is because we're using Ultimate Dragon. Gives you some polys. This boy's the MVP. Everyone likes that 4500 monster that can end duels, but really Twin Burst is just the most oppressive monster you could put out on the field. He's pretty gnarly. Anyway, we're fighting a Fortune Lady using wind-ups. Goes straight into a Fortune Lady every. We have a handful of monsters, so our King of D is not really going to be useful for us, so we normal summon our Stone of Ancients, Sage him with the Eyes of Blue. We bring out the super old school original Blue Eyes with the original cutscene. Now we're gonna just swing over Fortune Lady every. Our boy has no cards in his hand. He had to use all his cards to make that Fortune Lady every. And we get, of course, Spirit of White because we have no other Blue Eyes in our deck with our Stone of Ancients. So yes, he's going to banish one, but we'll still be able to bring out a Blue Eyes, or I guess that would ruin our plays. So we just let the Spirit die. We get an Ancient Rules. We're gonna throw that away with King of D for Melody of Awakening. Now we're going to use Ultimate Dragons first. We're not going to throw away these Blue Eyes. We're going to use our Stone of Ancient. Get a Spirit of White. We'll throw that Spirit of White away. Now get another alternative dragon. So we special summon him by just showing one. Get a cutscene for even the alternative dragon. There's so many cutscenes from Kaiba now. I think that's more than Yugi, right? Or does Yugi have like a Blackluster Soldier or something? So we bring out our alternative. Alternative's gonna pop. Now we're gonna poly the 2 in our hand. Twin Burst can attack twice. This card can attack, 2 attacks on each on monsters during each battle phase. So I don't think he can attack directly, but we had enough damage with the King of D. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing a Taya, going second, getting a rank up. Free to play, still claps. So his life point boost, 23 cards. We got a Melody and our King of D, so he's kind of useless there, fighting the Row Mages. Normal summons a Rosemary. We're going to start with our Melody, throw away the King of D, search an alternative, and another Blue Eyes, so we have 3 Blue Eyes now. We're going to bring out the alternative, let him show off his little LED setup of his Blue Eyes. Then we go destroy, gain some life points, that's 6,000. Now we can bring out the new Blue Eyes, we'll get a new cutscene going for once. Now are we XCs or are we Twin Bursts? You can do both with both those monsters. You can bring out a Twin Burst or you can bring out your Heratic. We're going with Heratic because we're going to we're going to tribute those 2 Blue Eyes, destroy his 2 back row, and all he would have would be 0 cards in his hand and Aroma Garden on the field. So he'd be pretty done for. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing Sartorius, going first. Let's see what our boy's got first. He's using full Arcana Sartorius. Sleeve and mat, life point boost. So we have a Stone of Ancients. We have a Melody to throw away that Stone of Ancients. Then we have a Cosmo Brain and 2 Blue Eyes now. So we're going to start by throwing 1 Blue Eyes away, bring out our Cosmo Brain, revealing 1 Blue Eyes, bringing out the alternative White Dragon with Blue Eyes and some blue LEDs all along his body. And we just sit him there. First turn, Stone of Ancients, gonna bring out our 3rd and final Blue Eyes with the old school cutscene. And our boy Scoops at the might of that crazy field. So, free to play Blue Eyes, I mean, that field looks just as good as any other Blue Eyes field. The core is really accessible, guys. It's just so rich with support. You can really fill out a deck super easy. There's cards I didn't even use that are still in this deck. That's how wild it is. So, don't be discouraged to try to build a Blue Eyes deck at all. If you think it's too expensive, just go for it. Just use what you got. Get some ancient rules, get all those level up items or level up cards, and you'll be perfectly fine, guys. So definitely give it a try, and thanks for watching.